That number, 5 billion metric tons, means our technologies and solutions, if fully implemented, could reduce the world's emissions over 10% each year overnight. And that's a conservative number. Let that sink in for a minute.
There's so many different ways that you can grab a hold of the sustainability story and the focus that we have that, I highly encourage you to kind of find your own personal passion, the area of this story that you think makes a difference, and really translate that to impact or the potential for impact with your teams.
Being focused on the impact and the contribution you want to make, which another way of saying that is purpose. Now putting that front and center and driving that purpose into the market, manifesting that through your product and your strategy, creates disproportionate levels of success relative to your peer group.
None of us can do it all, and also all of us need to do more than we've been doing. I think it puts you all in a position that very few organizations are in. We are provisioning the toolbox, right?
Yeah.
We are already an incredible leader on this, but maybe we haven't described ourselves that way or thought about ourselves that way, and that invitation into just kind of owning that as a starting point is pretty exciting, I think.
If you look at cultures with high integrity, we see advances in total shareholder returns, employees who report that they indeed plan to stay with the company. We see increases in reporting, which is an indicator that people feel free and motivated to speak up.
The deal is I really want people to learn how to show up at those boards, because people watch how we act as leaders, and they watch me holding Brian accountable, then they feel good about, kind of putting pressure back up.
So these tensions are very real, and there is no solve for them. What there is learning as a leader to use them to test your assumptions, to test your historical experience and how heavily you're leaning on it, and to challenge yourself to make different decisions.
Nothing changes an industry that nobody predicts. I'll say it again. Nothing changes an industry that nobody predicts. Couldn't find a single example anywhere in history.
Of all the companies that I work with and all the companies that I observe and the government, one of the biggest problems that everybody shares in common is you get fired up about this stuff and everybody comes to alignment, which is great, right? We need to do something. And then there's stasis. You don't know what to do next. So the job here for me, and hopefully for you, once we're done today, is not about making predictions, it's about making connections.
You can have the best equipment in the world, but if you're not willing to have a partnership and you're not willing to provide that customer service and really be that solution provider that we look for in a great partner, then we probably won't be partners very long.
Aligned teams have no limits. And the interesting is it's universal. It goes across geographies, across regions, countries. Doesn't matter what language you speak. You can have global teams that are aligned to a purpose.
Great job, Steve. It's always hard to go first, isn't it?
Yes. Here is my challenge to you as leaders, is don't wait until the conditions are perfect in the rest of the organization for you to follow. Just go first.